welcome home.
Thank you.
How's it feel to be back in Australia and to be leading this All-Star side?
Yeah, look, I'm very humble and privileged to have the opportunity to coach such a great team. It's great to represent the A-League and our local players, and we're looking forward to the occasion on Friday.
Obviously, speaking about the Ange, about having this whole week leading up, does it feel when you've got Spurs here as well as obviously Arsenal's women's side and the grand final in Gosport on Saturday, does it feel like a bit of a hub this week?
I think it does. It also represents Australian football. We've got obviously an Australian coach in the Premier League. We've got Australian players playing at Arsenal. Obviously, we've got the A-League All-Stars. So I think all in all, it's great for Australian football. For us to represent our code especially.
How inspirational was Ange being as a coach from full journey?
Yeah, look, I've known Ange since I was 14. So it's great. It's just great that the work that he's doing and inspires young coaches like myself and probably a lot of Australians. Hopefully one day to play or train in the biggest leagues in the world.
And Adam, for the players, especially, obviously you've been around and had the experience, but especially for the younger players, how is it to have a game like this against obviously the stars on the side like Newcastle?
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity for all the boys. The young boys get to showcase what they're all about and how they've progressed through the league this year, and it's a great honour for them to go up against some of the best, and hopefully it can kick them on and give them an opportunity to move overseas in the future as well.
BK, just had Ange in here. You were at South Melbourne as well. Ange was at South Melbourne. We've got guys like Kim Montaliadores, Joe Palacides,
Kevin Muscat.
Kevin Muscat, the list goes on. All of these blokes that were at South Melbourne at a certain period of time and have gone on to have such huge roles in Australian football. What was it about the club at that point?
I don't know. I think it's just, me as a young kid, you see the history of it, and like you said, you reel off all those names. It's just part and parcel of the club. If you wanted to train or work hard or become someone, these are the people that you inspired to do. So look, it was great for us. Maybe we're a bit fortunate when we had an era where we had a lot of players or people at a club like South Melbourne, but when you reel off the names like that, I think we're just really fortunate, and it's great to see people have kicked on and have represented the code and our country really well.
It takes, obviously we've got the All-Stars this weekend, but Arnie's naming his Socceroo squad next week, and then you've got the World Cup qualifiers next month. Does the fact that you're able to be in an elite training environment, get a game against Newcastle, does that help you stay fit and stay in Arnie's eye for a window like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great opportunity for all of us, and for all different reasons, but all fighting for the same cause to do well in camp. To show what we can do against some top opposition, and again for myself, it's a great opportunity to stay fit, get some game time, and push for that call up after this camp. So thankful to be here, and I think there's a few other boys in the same position as well.
If you were going, Golden Boot, you'd be pretty stiff to miss out. Do you know if you're going?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the selection's coming up soon, so yeah, like I said, it's just a great chance to have a good week in training here, and train and play with and against some really good players. So I'm looking forward to the next few days, and hopefully that will help me in getting the call up.
Okay, what sort of opportunity is this for you, getting back involved in the game?
Yeah, I think it's just the opportunity just to represent the A-League, I suppose. For me, I've always loved coaching. I'm privileged to coach such a great bunch of players against one of the world's or best. So I think it's just an opportunity for everyone, and it's great to be part of it. And again, I'm humbled that that I've been called up for this job.
Is it a platform for players? Is it one for you as well?
I don't see that. I just see it as an opportunity to spend some time with some great individuals, to coach a game that I love doing, and to watch hopefully a great game of football.
Adam, what did you make of your club's year?
Yeah, obviously extremely disappointing. I think we had some patches of doing well, and there's positives to take out of every year. And some of the young boys coming through this year got some fantastic experience, and which will hopefully hold them in good stead for next year or kicking on in the future. But obviously, as a club and collectively, it's disappointing to be at that area of the table, and I think that's obviously been the case over the past few years. So I'm definitely keen to be part of the rebuild and, keep trying to push this club forward. And, I've got a lot of faith in the new owners and all the boys that, are staying or are coming in. So, I'm looking forward to the future and, we'll learn a lot from this season.
Because you talked about the mentality of the club late in the season, and obviously now you've got Stan coming in the football department. What do you think the club needs to do in the off-season? What does it need to add? What does it need to change so you can get Perth Glory back up to the heights that it's experienced in the past?
Yeah, well, look, I think first and foremost is employing the right people, which I think they're doing. They've got some great footballing people who are now making some big decisions, and I knew Stan before he came in as well, and I'm really excited that he's going to be sort of pushing this club forward. The owners have good experience in footballing teams, so I think that's another positive for us. But obviously I think as a club we're building up from the bottom, and it seems like these guys are keen to do that. Doesn't look like we're going to be taking any shortcuts, because it seems like everyone wants it to be a sustainable club that performs high. Year in, year out. So, I don't think it's going to be overnight, but I think in the off-season, it's obviously a great opportunity to get some, good, experienced players who really care about the club to help progress and develop some of these great young boys that we have, because we've got some good talent around, but I think they need probably a little bit more guidance, which it seems like the club are looking to do in this off-season. And like I said, I think the long-term goal is to really build this club up and get the right infrastructure and people who are making important decisions to make sure that we don't just get to the top, but we're able to stay there and compete with these bigger clubs that have been doing well for the last decade.
Patrick, you touch on not wanting to view this as sort of a launch pad for you, but in terms of your future, do you know what you want? Do you see yourself maybe coming back here, or do you have unfinished business?
I think time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Thanks. Asked PK yesterday and he thinks the grand final's going to penalties. Do you have a tip?
I wouldn't mind to go on penalties, to be honest, because it'd be a bit of entertainment for us. So yeah, I'm happy to stick with that as well.
What is it like tactically preparing against a team that's obviously trained together the entire year, and then you're coming in with a squad that hasn't exactly, trained together and come together, and everyone has, their strengths and weaknesses? How is it like finding that in such a short amount of time and then navigating that against a team that's trained so much?
Yeah, I think it's a great challenge. I think opportunities like this, they don't come often. So, look, there'll be some work, but it's what we've signed up to do, and as long as we're got our capabilities right and our roles and responsibilities, and keep it really simple, I think it's the main thing. But I will be training the players. There's 4 training sessions in 3 days, so they will be working a lot. It's just a short amount of time, but look, it is what it is, and we'll give our best to do the best that we can, starting with obviously today.
Have you been doing like detailed tactical analysis behind the scenes?
Yes, I've probably worked on it for the last 2 months. But we only found out the squad, which was probably Sunday, Monday. So, look, it's a great challenge. I think these challenges are great. It tests you as a coach, test the players, especially against such a great opposition. So, I think it's a great occasion.
Tomorrow night's game between Tottenham and Newcastle, will you watch that, and what will you take out of that game?
Of course we'll watch it. It's obviously... I think you got to take it with a pinch of salt a little bit. They've just got off the plane and, they're going to be tired. So, look, we'll take some things, But I think for us, it's more about what we do, to be honest with you, how we prepare, how we perform, how we go about the game. And as long as we do it in the right way, I think we'll be okay.
Do you think that is an advantage, that you guys haven't had to travel as far?
At the end of the day, like, you're talking about like the world's best. So, they're conditioned and trained in a different way, and distance for me isn't an issue for them, but they'll be ready for a game, definitely.
Touch on your relationship with Ange. Do you speak to him? Obviously he had the experience when he was victory boss coaching against Liverpool. Do you speak to him about what that did for him, not just for him but also for the players going up against?
No, I actually didn't. I think the last time I spoke to him was probably a couple of months ago. We kept in touch on a regular basis. which is great. But it was more on a personal note. It wasn't too much about, obviously an occasion or football. So, look, I'm very lucky to have a relationship like that with such a great person, and, guidance and, from him is really important.